The grand reveal, ready?
Oh! You see how like it was...
That's cool.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to cut some geodes. We are cutting the geodes that we found on our hunt last week. I'll put a link to that hunt up here so you guys can watch that. Travis and I today. Travis is going to be doing some cutting. He's going to cut some of the geodes he found. Got sporting his rockhoundinglife shirt. Merch. Not available yet, but possibly in the future we will make it available if anybody's interested. Let's get to cutting these rocks. These are our biggest ones. We thought we'd cut the biggest ones first. We have quite a lot of them. We probably have about 50 eggs that we found that day. So we're going to cut these ones and see what they look like. I think we got a mixture of agate and zeolite. But I think most of them are going to be zeolites, but I think they're going to be... Some of these are hollow, so we're going to have some good crystals inside. So let's take a look.
Meh. The grand reveal, ready? Oh!
You see how like it was...
That's cool. Travis, come look at this one.
Whoa! Oh my god!
Look at those.
Oh my god!
Wow. Oh, that one's awesome.
Is that better than the one?
Oh
this
yeah,
one?
that one's better.
Oh my god!
So here's what we've cut so far. We've got about 15 here that we've cut. These are the bigger to medium sized ones. I have a bunch of medium to small ones here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these. I'm not going to film me cutting these because it's going to take a while. There's probably like 25, 30 of them in there. So I'm going to cut them, but I'll show all of them at the end of the video. So stay tuned. So we're back. We cut all those geodes and nodules. We actually only ended up having 2 geodes. The rest were all solid nodules. And these ones here are the ones that are not 100% awesome. I wouldn't call them duds, but they're just not the most impressive. These ones are, in my opinion, are more impressive. So I'm going to show these in detail. Right now, I'll just quickly show you these. So these nodules can either be filled with zeolites, agate, or a combination. A lot of the times you'll get a combination. Sometimes it's all chalcedony. There's a nice one with some stilbite and some other zeolite. Another one with some stilbite. So the stilbites come out really orange. This one here, it's got a little bit of pinkish and purpley hue. Larger crystals right here. So some of them, you know, this one's not that bad. I could have shown this in more detail, but I'm showing you now, I guess. But a lot of these, you know, here's one that's got this is a zeolite, and it's got a lot of different, might be some apophyllite. It's got some different hues, pink and some purple and green. So those were the ones that were kind of like solid, kind of a little more plain. So I'll show you these ones here now. I'm not going to show these in any particular order. There's a few at the end I'm going to save because they were my favorite. So here's one. This one's a combo of zeolite and agate, so you can see this beige material is kind of, that's a zeolite, and then you have some agate forming in the center. So you can see some banding. And the cool thing about these is the zeolites will band as well, in some. I got a lot to show here, so I'm going to move quickly. Here's one that has the bigger chalcedony center. So it's got the zeolite and it's got some banding, and then the chalcedony center. So these look like thunder eggs, but they're not. The locals call them thunder eggs or eggs, but essentially they're not. They're basalt nodules. I might make a little short video or a video on the difference between thunder eggs, nodules, and geodes. Most of you probably know the difference, but essentially geodes are hollow in basalt. Nodules are basalt solid pieces like the ones I'm showing you, and thunder eggs are actually in rhyolite host rock and are solid nodules of agate. That's basically the difference. Here's a nice one with some zeolite and chalcedony on the outside, and the orange is stilbite, so you got a nice little core of stilbite, and you can see there's some saw marks, but you can see some fanning. Anyway, that one's a really cool one. Here's another one with some zeolites. You got some stilbite in the center there. This one had a little bit of hollowness there, cavity. This one was more of a flat geode, so I cut it lengthwise and revealed this center. These are so cool. You just never know what's inside. Here's another one that was more lengthwise. That one had a lot going on in it. It's kind of three separate nodules here, I think, and one of them's got some nice agate banding there. So that's pretty cool. It's a nice big one. Oh, this one was one of my favorites. So this one shows how you can have just a variety of stuff in here. Look, waterline banding, some fortification banding on the outside, and you have this nice stilbite spray of zeolite. So that's almost two nodules. That's like a double bubble. It broke off here. You can see the water line. So that one was cool. Here's another big old orange core, stilbite, some chalcedony on the outside. It's another flat one I cut lengthwise. It's very hard cutting these. They were, especially the zeolites. The zeolites tended to sometimes break because they're just not as hard a mineral. This one is another one of my favorites. I could see on the outside of the bubble, you know, this definitely looked like a geode, and it is. But you can see that it's got like red, more deeper reds on the outside of the skin. And cutting it open, it was just filled with a big old jasper bubble. And if you, I don't know if you can see, but there's a tiny little center of chalcedony right there. On both sides, right there. And it's got a little bit of banding in it. It's just so hard to, it's so small. It's hard to make out, but I like that one. Here's another cool one that shows a still bite core. Just the orange is really cool. And when you get in the nice sprays like that, a little bit of saw mark. The red is a saw mark. This one here, it actually broke. This was a full nodule, but you can see it broke right in half. And it was a bigger one. But it had some nice pattern in the inside. Kind of bummed that broke, but here's one that the other side of it just completely shattered, but I ended up getting one half, and it has a little bit of a cavity in the middle, so it's kind of like a semi-geode nodule. Some blues on the outside of that. That one's cool. Here's one with some cool banding. It was really fun cutting these. Here's one of my favorite ones. This one's really cool. Just looks like, kind of looks like a leg. Drumstick. Some nice banding. Chalcedony. Here's another one with some nice banding. So I cut out of the 40 nodules, 2 of them had hints of amethyst. This is one of them. And it's just massive, but still you can see some deeper pockets there in the purple. And it's very faint, but there's faint, ever so faint banding there. I'm hoping when I polish it, it'll come out. This one was a really cool one. It's a nice big one. Just had that cool zeolite banding around the outside. And a chalcedony core. Alright, we're gonna get into my favorite ones here. Here's my top 5. So this one was giant. Huge, big, honking piece of nodule. I think there's a bunch of nodules in here. Some of it was breaking through. See some nice pattern there. So, cut her open. And some nice waterline. Some nice fortification. Some zeolite. That one was really cool, I thought. Nice big specimen. And they have really fine banding down there. Thought that one was really cool. Here's the first geode I'm going to show you. This one was a bit of a surprise. It was, when I rattled it, I could hear something rattling around, so I knew it was a geode. When I opened it up, it just was botryoidal action. And I'm not exactly sure what mineral that is yet. I'm almost certain it's a zeolite, but I just don't know which one yet. But it's a great, I can get in there, get the light to shine in there. See how deep that pocket goes? That pocket goes in there about 2 inches. Goes all the way. So that was really cool. So I cut this one into 3. I slabbed a little middle piece off it because I didn't like the first cut I did. First cut I did, I think it was this. And I didn't get enough of the center of the agate. Still kind of cool. Really fine banding there. And that nodule. But then I cut it again, and this piece looks a lot better. I like that one. So that one was cool. I'm gonna show this one. This might be my favorite, but I'm gonna show the big one last. But this one might be my favorite one. Like I said, I had 2 amethyst nodules in this whole lot, and this was the one that really just, when I opened it, I was like, oh. Anyway, check that out. Some nice purple color to this. There's faint banding. There's some faint banding around the outside of the amethyst, and I hoping that comes out in polishing. But wow, that was such a nice score. Love that one. That's gonna go on my shelf in the shop. He's even got some orange and pink and stuff going on down here in the corner. Right down here. Oh, I really like that one. So last but not least, I gave a teaser to this one as a short video last week, I think, or a couple weeks ago. And this was the big one we found at Ross Creek. You can see in the video, I'll put the link up here to the video. But this one was spectacular. It's a geode. I rattled it. You could hear it rattling when I shook it. And there she is. Some botryoidals in there. There's some dogtooth calcite in there. I believe this is some stilbite and or hewlandite. I can't really tell. But these crystals are awesome in here. Such a big geode. I love those botryoidal features. So, those are all of our geodes from the Ross Creek trip. Hope you enjoyed the video. That was a lot of fun cutting all those. As always, thank you for the support. Please like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one.